Honorable Michele Remple Gardner, the Shadow Minister of Health, welcome again in Oxygen with Rami.
Nice to see you.
Me too. Thank you very much. We have a lot of interviews before the strongest woman in North America, and I'm very happy to be with me here.
Thank you so much for having me, and hello to your viewers.
Thank you very much. At the end of last December, you stated that the global initiative will supply 120 million rapid antigen tests to low-income countries, while Canadians still have no access to these rapid testing tools. Uh, before you comment on this, I have a question. What is the application? What is the use of these rapid testing tools?
Sure. So for people who are wondering what rapid testing is, right now in various parts of Canada, especially in the Greater Toronto area, if you want to get a test for COVID, you have to make an appointment. You have to wait in a line, and it's an invasive test that has to be sent away for a lab, and it'll take many days to get the results back. What a rapid test is essentially you can go in, have the test conducted, and have results within 15 minutes. There are also technologies that are at-home tests that are already available in different parts of the world, particularly in the United States, where you can actually test yourself at home. And these tests are not available in Canada widely. In fact, it wasn't until the Conservative Party, until myself and our new party leader, Erin O'Toole, started asking questions about why this was happening. The government started to move these tests through the approval process. But the reality is that they're not widely available in Canada. And instead of just looking at lockdowns, right, which is what the provincial and federal governments are looking at managing COVID, we're saying you should be able to get a quick rapid test on a frequent basis so that you can go about your daily life, and it would actually prevent the spread of COVID. Most epidemiologists are saying that rapid testing is a way to more appropriately and more effectively manage the spread of COVID. So, it's a big question why the federal government is so late to this, but it's such a vital tool that this is why it's one of our main focuses in the House of Commons, to get more information, for sure. It's very important.
Actually, as you said, there are many people who cannot travel to their back countries or to make business or for any use because
Yes.
there is no rapid tool that will help them to get the COVID-19. And actually, it's a big problem. On the other side, do you think that are there any medical or technological barriers that made Trudeau's government to prevent or to delay the coming of these rapid tools?
Yeah, I can address both points. First of all, the point that you make on travel it's a very good point. I know that there's a lot of people who would be listening to your show who want to travel abroad to reunite with family. Many international flights now to certain countries are requiring people to have a test result before boarding. And because there's such a delay, especially in Ontario right now, because the federal government hasn't provided rapid tests, that's becoming impossible. Then coming back, we're seeing here in Alberta a pilot project where people can actually get a rapid test at the airport. It's a full test, but instead of quarantining for 14 days, it's a 2-day quarantine while you're waiting for your results. So the whole linkage to rapid testing and ease of travel and family reunification is a very important one. With regard to technological barriers, it's not technological barriers. It's the government of Canada has a very slow and pedantic process for reviewing medical technologies. Now, I'm not saying that we shouldn't be reviewing technologies. Reviewing those medical technologies to make sure that they're safe and effective is important, but it doesn't mean it should take years to do that. Like, the federal government should be putting resources in to make sure that those reviews are happening quickly and effectively and fulsomely. Also, there's a lot of data around the world where other G7 countries with equally as stringent review processes as ours. I'm thinking about the United Kingdom, for example. They have data that that we could be using as well. And the federal government has just been very slow to address this backlog. So it's less of a technological barrier and more of a bureaucratic barrier that's been put in place by the federal Liberal government. And that's like, I mean, we're 9 months into the pandemic and nothing has changed because the Liberal government has been very slow on this front. And that's why we're pushing them in the House of Commons, in committee, in the media every day to address this so that people can start living their lives without, facing economic lockdown every 2 weeks.
Do you think what is the main reason that the Liberal government did not take the right actions? And this is a very vital tool to have it right now, and everybody needs economically, socially. It's very important. Why do you think this happened?
I mean, that's a question. That's a good question for Justin Trudeau and his health minister. Why have they been so slow on this? I would just surmise it's incompetence. This is a government that has been slow and incompetent on so many things. But these decisions have been deadly. They've cost Canadians their lives and they've cost Canadians their jobs. I'm sure there's many people who have lost their businesses or their jobs that have been listening, that are listening to your show today. And it's this lack of any sort of action has made things very difficult for them. So
it's very weird. It's very weird not to have this at these hard times. But anyway, Honorable Michele Remple Gardner, the MP of Calgary, Nose Hill, and the Shadow Minister of Health, thank you very much for your time. And if you want to finalize this interview with a short notes from you.
Just, to everybody who's listening, thank you so much for being compliant with the health measures that we've had to undertake to stop the spread of COVID-19. But I think it's very reasonable for everybody watching to be asking the federal government to do more, and certainly with regard to rapid testing. But I hope everybody's staying safe and healthy, and the Conservative Party of Canada is working hard for you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your time and effort.
Thank you.